The following contains spoilers for the upcoming season of Game of Thrones. Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about fate of the Brotherhood Without Banners, the group that was indirectly created by Eddard Stark when he sent out a force of knights to restore peace and justice to the Riverlands, which resulted with them being trapped behind enemy lines, which led them to become a guerrilla fighting group. And I'm going to bring you guys a new spoilers from Iceland that are confirming a theory in which Jon Snow will lead small force beyond the wall on a mission to catch a white, which will result with Night King's ambush. Firstly, I'm going to focus on fate of Lord Beric Dondarrion, the leader of the Brotherhood Without Banners, also known as the Lightning Sword. I'm going to focus on fate of two more members of the Brotherhood. I'm going to focus on fate of Taurus, a red priest of the Lord of Light from the free city of Myr, and on fate of a new member of the Brotherhood, on fate of Sandor Clegane, called the Hound, who joined the Brotherhood in the end of Season 6, and then I'm going to bring you a new spoilers from Iceland. Let's start with the leaked plot, which says that Beric Dondarrion, Taurus, and the Hound will be part of a small force, a part of Jon's team that is going to try to catch White in favor to prove Daenerys and the rest of Westeros that the real war is coming and that it's the one between the living and dead. Apparently, on that mission, Taurus is going to be killed by a zombie polar bear, but before all of this even happens, according to leaked plot, the Hound, Taurus, and Beric are going to be locked in a jail by Tormund. In this video, I'm going to explain you all of this. I'm also going to show you the proofs that are going in favor to leaked plot, but before I get into that, I'm going to give you a few theories of mine, a few theories in which I'm going to try to solve a few questions. For example, how and why the Brotherhood Without Banners is even going to join Jon on his mission. Okay, let's start with a conversation between Beric and the Hound. A conversation in which Beric recruited Sandor Clegane into their newest mission, which is traveling north to fight against the Great Evil, as he said. It seems that they have already planned to go north to fight the undead army, but the question is, how and why are they going to join Jon? The question on which most of you would say that they are simply going to meet up since all of them are heading north, but you're wrong. They are all heading north, true. But the Brotherhood Without Banners is traveling by the land, while Jon will lead his team beyond the wall on his mission by the sea in a boat. As confirmation for this statement, we have a leaked photo in which we clearly can see that Jon, Davos, Jorah and Gendry pushed the boat and went together away after they've already met at Dragonstone. Jon, Gendry, Davos and Jorah will travel by the sea in a boat, meaning that they won't make a step on the ground before they make it to the wall, meaning that they will travel to Eastwatch by the Sea. Eastwatch by the Sea is a castle and port located at the far eastern end of the wall, where the wall drops into an inlet of the Shivering Sea called the Bay of Seals. Eastwatch by the Sea is one of only 3 manned castles left on the wall, along with Castle Black and the Shadow Tower. In the novels, it's specified that King Stannis Baratheon also landed with his forces at Eastwatch by the Sea when he came to the wall to save the Night's Watch. So the question still remains, and it's why and how the Brotherhood Without Banners is going to join Jon and the rest of his team on that mission. Well, I might have an answer on that question. We all know that Melisandre is heading south, and if you watch my previous videos, you would know that she will encounter Arya Stark. But before that happens, Melisandre will meet up with Brotherhood Without Banners, and that's the answer on our question. That's why Brotherhood will join Jon on his mission. By my theory, Melisandre will tell to Beric and Taurus that Jon is the one that is promised, the one that Lord of Light brought back to life. As their conversation continues, and as my theory continues, Melisandre will convince Beric and Taurus that Jon is the prince that was promised, and since we all know that both of them obey commands of the Lord of Light, I can assume that it won't take long for Melisandre to convince them to go north, to the wall, and help Jon in his mission. A mission in which Taurus will die, a mission that will result with whole Westeros knowing about the real threat, the result with almost every lord sending their armies to the north. I think that I don't even have to tell you that Beric and Taurus along with the Hound will definitely go to the north after this encounter with Melisandre, since Beric Dondarrion and Taurus believe in the Lord of Light. Furthermore, Beric has died 6 times, only to be revived by Taurus of mirrors prayers to the Lord of Light. Beric was killed 6 times, first time by the hand of Sir Gregor Clegane during the battle at the Mummer's Ford, second time he got stabbed in the belly, third time Beric died from the arrow shot at in his back, fourth time an axe had driven into his side, fifth time Beric was captured by Lannister soldiers who decided to execute him for treason. but unable to decide whether to hang him or stick a dagger through his eye, they just did both. And the last, sixth time, Sandor Clegane killed Beric during a trial by combat. And it seems that we finally know the reason of him being revived all 6 times, which is most likely because of Jon's mission, because Beric still has something to do for the Lord of Light. As Leak Plot says, they're going to be part of Jon's team, which is by my theory, because of Melisandre. According to Leak Plot, while heading north, the Brotherhood will be captured by Tormund, who will lock them in a jail, which I'm not sure why. There are a lot of possibilities, for an example, because simply of Tormund doubting in their intentions. Now, here's the second answer on our question from the very beginning. Firstly, I've explained you the reason of the Brotherhood Without Banners joining Jon. The remaining question is, how are they going to become part of Jon's team if they are locked in a jail? It's actually very simple. There are a few possible ways, but the most likely one is Sansa releasing Beric, Taurus and the Hound, since she knows that the Lord Beric Dondarrion is the Lord of Blackhaven and the head of House Dondarrion, the house that was loyal to House Baratheon of Storm's End, and the man who led a group of soldiers to apprehend Sir Gregor Clegane, the man who did that because of her father, because Ned Stark commanded. Since Sansa knows that Beric was loyal to her father, who at the time was Hand of the King, and since she knows who Sandor Clegane really is, a man who tried to save her once, a man who wanted to escort Sansa to the north, but she refused. This same girl, who is now a woman, will this time believe to the Hound, and since she knows that Beric is an honorable and trustworthy man, Sansa will set them free. That's the moment in which Beric Dondarrion is going to lead the Hound and Taurus to the wall, since Jon is going to be there at the time. Jon, along with Jorah, Davos and Gendry, as I've already said, will sail to the Eastwatch by the Sea, the castle located at the eastern end of the wall, where from they are then going to proceed west along the north side of the wall until they reach Castle Black. Castle Black will be the place on which Jon will gather his team and go on white hunting, while apparently Davos will stay over there and wait. Jon will form a small force which will contain, obviously, him as a leader, Gendry and Jorah who joined him at Dragonstone, Tormund as a man who knows lands beyond the wall and knows how to move over there, Beric, Taurus and the Hound as a proven fighters, while Dolorous Sad will insist to help them. Now let's get first into spoilers from the Northern Ireland, a spoilers that made this theory from a leaked plot into a confirmed one. Spoilers and theory that I brought you guys almost 40 days ago in my video about Jon Snow's fate. And then I'm going to bring you guys a brand new spoilers from the Iceland. I'm going to bring you once again new and leaked photos, aka spoilers, that are confirming a theory in which Jon is leading his team beyond the wall to capture a White in favor to prove Daenerys and the rest of Westeros that the true war is just about to come. Theory that also says that they are going to be noticed by the Night King and later are going to be attacked by his army on the icy surface, which will result with Taurus getting killed while the rest of Jon's team will be saved by Dany and her dragons. All except Jon, who is going to be surrounded by a horde of the undead army, but then all of a sudden, Benjen will appear and will save his wounded nephew by setting Jon on his horse while he's going to stay to fight and will die as a hero. This theory has been refused by so many fans, but as time passes, more and more proofs are going in favor to this theory. Before we get on a photo in which we clearly can see Paul Kay, to us known as Taurus of Myr, and Joe Dempsey, aka Gendry, let's see all spoilers that are confirming this theory. Firstly, we witness creating the new set by Game of Thrones crew at Wolf Hill Quarry above Belfast. Game of Thrones crew has blanketed the area with fake snow and created an artificial icy surface, rather like an iced over lake, along with a large green screen with snowy ground beneath it. After that, there appeared leaked photos with even harder proofs, as in the first one we can see the unit of Whites in this crewmate set above Belfast, which they were preparing for a few weeks. For this shooting, 300 extras had been brought on this icy set. Now this photo still didn't confirm much, but then more leaked photos came from Belfast with even more proofs. The second photo also goes in favor to this theory, as we can see 3 main characters that had never crossed paths in previous season but are now together just like theory says, and guess where are they? They're in Belfast. I've already taken this theory as confirmed one after this photo, which was taken at a restaurant in Belfast, a photo in which we can see Ian Glenn known as Jorah, Christopher Hivju known as Tormund and Joseph Mole known as Benjen Stark having great time at the restaurant. Let me repeat this to you, these characters have never crossed paths in previous seasons, but now we're together in Belfast near filming set. As days were passing, even more and more proofs were coming. Kit Harington also appeared in Belfast, as we saw a lot of photos taken by fans, and then also appeared one leaked photo from the shooting set, but its quality is way too low. In my opinion, it's John preparing for filming on this icy set, but since the quality is too low, I cannot guarantee you guys if it's Jon Snow. About 40 days ago, I've said that we are only waiting for Emilia Clarke to appear in Belfast, which would be the final confirmation for this theory. Well, we were waiting for Emilia to appear in Belfast for about a month, but we don't have to wait anymore since she appeared in Belfast a week ago. We won't have any leaked photos of Emilia Clarke, aka Daenerys from the shooting set, since she will film her scenes only inside the Titanic studios. I have to admit that I didn't need any more proofs for this theory, but the proofs continued coming and still are coming. A few days ago, Game of Thrones has returned in Iceland for the filming of the upcoming season, to shoot icy landscape set in the frozen north of Westeros, to continue shooting this Night King's ambush on Jon and his team, which began shooting in Northern Ireland at Wolf Hill Quarry above Belfast, and is now continuing filming in Iceland. Firstly, Game of Thrones crew landed with star Kit Harington, aka Jon Snow, while other actors will arrive these days. The shooting is expecting to last a couple of weeks. As a confirmation that this shooting in Iceland will represent scenes of Jon and his team beyond the wall, we have a photo in which we can clearly see Joe Dempsey, aka Gendry, and Paul Kay, aka Taurus, a photo that is taken by a fan in Iceland. This photo is only confirming this theory even more, confirming that Taurus will most likely die in the upcoming season, confirming that the Lord of Light revived Beric Dondarrion all 6 times because he needed him. Needed him to unite the Hound with the Brotherhood, needed him to lead the Brotherhood Without Banners to join Jon in his mission to help him.